Hi, hello, and welcome to the Galactic Councilorship Report brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Princess of Losi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the 11/11 Stargate Portal. That is November 11th for most places in the world, depending where you are terrestrially. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. It's a delight and an honor and a privilege to serve you. You belong to welcome home. Okay. Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil, as we said. If anything resonates deeply with you, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a consult, send a donation. Okay, so I'm just getting quite a bit of a download. If the speed is a little bit too slow or too fast, there's always an option to increase or slow down the playback. It's just in the video or the audio settings versus the app or the site settings. FYI, a little bit of housekeeping. We will be imposing the guidance from Thoth Tarot. Excuse me. Yeah, imposing the guidance from Thoth Tarot. That's by Aleister Crowley, illustrated by Lady Frida Harris, published by US Game Systems. We also clarify, we deliberate additional findings from the minor arcana of the Cosmic Coven Tarot. We use that deck to clarify any pairing or matching energy. That's by Lisa Lazenby over at Ripe Avocado. We also deliberate findings from the Vita Sybilla that is used to clarify any type of correlative or corresponding energy. And that's a daily oracle by Los Scarabeo. Just a quick prayer for all that's still lost out there, to illusion, delusion, confusion, lost in the seeds of time, trapped or in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine, unconditional, loving, universal oneness, upon a great spirit. We love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We ask that our steps be ordered. We ask that our path be illuminated. We ask that we find salvation and redemption in this life. May we be happy. May we be whole. May we be at peace. May we receive everything we ever want, starting with what we deserve. I mean, we have the Justice and the Star card. So there's something about peace, purity, innocence, also the eternal life. We also have the Akashic record. So there's something here about a pure, bright, blissful being. Something's coming in from the higher realm. It's the unified realm. It's clarified by the Three of Cups and the Page of Swords. So there's a delayed message about witnessing testimony. Something's been granted, and it has to deal with peace or innocence or blissfulness, that we're a pure soul. Now, there's other things here. It gets a little bit according to craft work, if you're a practitioner. So it talks about being prepared for some type of technical skill. It also says here that somebody could be a Leo rising. They could have their Venus in the 11th house in Aquarius. They could have their Venus in the 7th house or Libra, and there could also be some type of Aries rising, Leo rising, most likely Aries. In addition, there might be a goddess path here for those who are following the left-hand path, really of the goddess. Isis and Ma'at. Ma'at with the Justice card, Isis with the Star card. There's bigger, brighter, and better here. The tables have been turning over the last 3 weeks, or over the last 2 months. We've been receiving some kind of testimony, witnessing a prayer's been answered, most likely from the divine, about our life path, spirit, karma, destiny. There's some bigger, brighter, and better future. There's some calling on our life star card. So the lesson here is to look up above the horizon towards the future. Look towards the stars, basically. Look up towards the stars, head above the horizon into the future, thinking about bigger and brighter and better, some type of faith, hope, optimism. And it's definitely soul's ambition here in universal alignment. The preponderance of law is order, the preponderance of order is harmony, the preponderance of harmony is beauty. That's what the star card and the justice usually mean. So now that we've opened up the reading, let me just clarify a few things and continue moving on, moving forward. We have 2 pages here as well. So there could be something about studenti. I'm hearing that, and senya. So this is about opting into. It's not like we've been tapped, or we were tapped, but we're finally answering the call. Because it's not the divine, and especially with the justice card here, it's not the divine's job to call the chosen. It's the divine's job to choose the called. So whoever is called and shows up, gets on the path, they honor and they answer the calling in our life, the sacred mission, the divine mission, the sacred purpose. Then they'll receive anointing in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. And it is here, it's been cleared. Whether it's some kind of delay, though, with the Page of Swords, because the Page of Swords could also be, especially with this preponderance of pages, the Page of Swords could also be the prodigal child, someone or an energy that was slow to awaken, to ascend, to heal, that was slow to get the message, that was slow to get prepared, they were slow to start to receive the preparation for this technical skill. It would initially show as some type of intellect, reason, and communication. Eventually, it would show, okay, they're going to be on the path to having some type of supreme authority. But also here is the target, the tribute, the omaggio. So it's this is also being prepared to receive some type of material blessing here. We could also be feeling attentive with the Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So we're healing from crisis, whether it seems like or not. Some type of awakening, aha moment is going to happen as well, about always having been prepared. See, the thing about it is we're on a priestess path. Said differently for those not in alignment culturally with that word priestess path. We've always been on the path to our authentic self and true nature. There's something about our purpose in this world. We've always been on the path. Every life experience we had was training, whether it was formal training with a degree or paperwork or whatever. The experiences that we were having were preparing us for where we are now or are going to be soon. And we might not have had the language base, the knowledge structure for that. We might not have had the wherewithal to recognize, to realize, to articulate, to matriculate, to percolate on the experiences and the facets and the shifting and the changing of that cycle as it informed the path that we are on now. So let's clarify this double page. Okay, yeah. So there were several experiences that took to get us to where we are now. And I'm detecting that we're letting go of some type of projection, some type of mirage illusion. We might have been confused for some time, but now we're working towards some plan because we've received favor here. Six of Pentacles, say denari, I'm hearing that. So one thing I want to say is we were having a little challenge deciding what to put our time, energy, effort, and attention into. But again, it's because we were broadening our whole entire horizons and it was spiritual as well. We literally were aligning to the actual thing we incarnated into this realm to take care of. So again, over the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of bubbles bursting. A lot of the illusion has been falling away, and it might not have been like illusion, delusion, confusion. It might have been illusions about what kind of bonds we had, where we were tight with people, where we were kind of safe and secure emotionally in terms of connection. Some of that is dissipating. There's been some type of clearing, purge, really. There's been some type of purging. And what we're left with is the spot that we need to defend. We might not have known that we had some sacredly ordained. Four of Wands is an ordained spot position. It can be a platform, a pulpit, a throne. It also could be some type of agreement with the divine, especially through a community or through a union. These two cards together, it talks about the chosen. So let's clarify that right quickly. Yeah, because I keep hearing that I think it's time for us to make up. We're waking up, we're awakening. We're going through an awakening. And we're finding that, okay, so some of us for sure are going to have some type of Pisces rising energy. And even if that's not the case, the thing about the Pisces ascendant is that that's a life path of like a mystical elder to make way for the following generation or to usher in and anchor in or to harmonize, said differently because Pisces is immutable energy, to harmonize the path of sacred living through creativity, imagination. It's to translate dreams into reality. And it's specifically for the chosen here. Because before we had Libra, right? Libra descendants. So Venus in Libra, Venus in Aquarius, and now we have Gemini out as well. We have all three air signs coming out back to back. So that's the house is 3, 7, and 9. And it typically talks about Artha, excuse me, comma, desire, how to navigate desire. It's harmonizing and purifying itself. So every single human experience is basically washing away and working through the human experience to transmute itself into the divine. As our unawakened, unhealed human experiences, it cleanses and purifies and is left with the divine aspect of, step by step, incrementally, each divine aspect that we need to anchor into our physical to ascend. This is what I'm getting here. This is what this is giving, what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling, what I'm hearing. It literally is, it's called us a beautiful person twice, highly blessed, favored, chosen, and anointed. It says that we successfully defended off some type of spot that we had as a sacred spot that we're needing some type of union with, we're needing sacred union and we're receiving it and it's coming through the divine. And what's happening is we had to deal with a bunch of disappointments, misconnections, false starts, disappointing friends, disappointing people or energies that just gave us things late, disappointing lessons, things that were unclaimed, things that were unsaid, things that were never made clear. We had to kind of move through all of that. And now we're left with the very clear the path to take, even if we're just following our intuition, following our heart, following our emotions. And now things will be turning around the corner. And it's not actually going to say or sense that we've turned the corner. It's going to begin to reveal how well we protected a spot that we didn't even know initially that needed to be protected. We didn't know initially that a lot of energies, a lot of experiences, a lot of entities, ideologies along the way, along the path. We're actually trying to trick us up out of our spot, basically distract us from our true nature, our true purpose, and the true north. The true north. The things are actually just beginning, except we've got to begin to dissipate or to purify or to cleanse or to detoxify or to heal this melancholia, disappointment. We've dealt with a lot of heartbreak, maybe not pain in the heart, Three of Swords, but a lot of letdowns, a lot of delays, a lot of setbacks, and that actually has more of our focus, or it has a more vibratory attraction. It can change our vibration quickly, the disappointments that we've had in the recent past, than the opportunities that we have in the near future. So we do need to be aware and be mindful of that. Over the last 2 weeks, I do want to say again, we've been processing a lot of disappointments, a lot of letdowns, or a lot of just bubbles bursting. We could be mourning or grieving. I don't think so, because we survived something. Queen of Wands. That we matured. We came out of that cocoon. But the thing is, that means we used to be a butterfly. I mean, a caterpillar. Now we're a butterfly. So looking back towards the past, we can never go back there again. If we're a butterfly today, we can never become a caterpillar again. Okay, so things have been prepared and we're actually ready. So the trick is to stay ready instead of having to get ready later on, because we're asleep at the wheel and we get distracted. Being distracted in this intent and purpose of this dialogue and discourse would be to keep ruminating, oscillating, vacillating about the past, conjuring up some wounding and yearning from the past, a place that we can never go to again and never be again. If we're distracted thinking about the past, we're not going to see this future that's really getting bigger, brighter, and better. Everything's positive. Now, I do need to say, we can use the past to inform our future, but you see, our feelings, our thoughts, they inform our experience. Our experience lets us know if we got our needs met or not. And then getting our needs met or not getting our needs met informs our standards, our boundaries, and our needs. And those are the things that we navigate and negotiate going forward in order to impact a bigger, brighter, and better future. We don't sit there, dwell on our feelings. We don't dwell on our thoughts. We don't actually even communicate too much of those to other people. Neither our standards or boundaries. Maybe our needs sometimes. But you see, the experience that we're having, our feelings and our thoughts inform our experience, and our experience informs our needs and standards and boundaries, okay? Because love is kind of trickling in, but I think the early love that we were experiencing was really just designed to activate and awaken us. I kept feeling the Three of Swords and it finally came out, all right? So we are looking back and seeing all the love that fell through our fingers, that slipped through our fingers, that fell out of our hands. And there was a reason for it. We have a pair of threes and a pair of aces. So a pair of threes means collaboration, cooperation, co-creation. A pair of aces means partnership, union. And so we were going through some type of sacred union. We have a message from the other side, a double nine. So we could also be connected, because it is 11-11. We could be connected to another person. We've reached spiritual union, and we might step back into the physical again, because the Ten of Pentacles is here. Destiny is being fulfilled in some kind of way. And then we have the King, Ace, and Knight of Swords. So we want clarity, we desire clarity, and we're going to drive life forward seeking clarity. One thing that's been made clear is that some cycle is completing here and beginning also. We have the Ace of Cups and Pentacles, that's union. And then we also have the Magician and the full card. So that's new ideas, the new energy coming through. And since we're talking about new beginnings, it very much is it's a new creative beginning coming through intellect, reasoning, communication, craft, talent, ability. This collaboration, co-creation, cooperation, something might not be as it seems, or there might have been a cycle that we were on before it got recognized by the divine that was being triangulated. Co-opted is what I'm hearing. We had a hidden enemy around us. I don't have all the details on that. But there were some terms and conditions that have finally been met. First of all, the opening of the heart. We have to learn to walk with love, be with love, see with love, think with love, all of that, and then some. And that actually opened up a lot for us. Over the last couple of days, we've had this heart opening, or we've had some type of promise or gift of our heart's desires. And the triangulation, the binding, the terms and conditions that are placed on us, those have been sealed out. So those no longer matter. I have a feeling in the recent past, something tried to bind us or harvest or siphon, or ideologically, it was preventing us from entering in the frequency vibration to manifest the energy of new beginnings here. That there needed to be some type of successive discernment, and we will continue to discern. And it also is like whatever frequency, vibration, energy that we were in previously, it's going to continue to check and see if ideologically we have the stinking thinking preventing a bigger, brighter, better future. Meaning, basically, is our vibration spiraling downward or is it spiraling upwards? Are we having some type of expansive mindset or limited mindset? Because you manifest what you think about. So the actions that we take inform the results that we get. The results that we get reinforce our thinking. The thinking informs our habits inform our actions inform our results reinform our thinking. Do you hear reinforce our thinking? Do you hear what I'm saying? It's a cyclical thing, so we're changing the cycle. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. It's just a growth and evolution, but the thing here is that we get to high vibration. It brings in a better vibration, and so a lot of this old doesn't work. Now, the thing about this old, it's something here it's trying to get back, which gives us an entity, but I'm not seeing a clear person. But when I looked into co-creation, collaboration, cooperation, I saw a hidden enemy. I saw some type of strategic desire to block, to sneak around. It could have been some type of collaboration as well. Around this, it's because there's something about us that's the chosen child. We're chosen in some way. The divine is giving us a lot of favor. Now, we're still going to be working out this creative new beginning, this promise of a material future over the next 6 weeks. Something's going to be growing in the background. It might have to do with the moon, probably not. It's possible. If we just had the full moon, it would go to the Gemini full moon and then the Sagittarius new moon. Yeah, so something will be shifting around the Sagittarius new moon, okay? I was just doing math and then Sagittarius came out. So this discernment, let's talk about it. Over the last month, there has been some type of ideological shift. Now, it came through discernment. So before we might have been a little bit indecisive or uncertain, unclear. Somewhere along the line, either energetically or mentally, we discovered that it's not so much about the facts. The facts are not going to change much. We have all the information we need. The thing that's shifting and changing is how we feel about the information that we have already. A lack of choice is a choice, a lack of action is an action, a lack of clarity is clear enough. So we're kind of just going to go according to our spiritually perfected self. We've gained this gracious, exalted influence over entire cycle, and we've been doing a lot of discerning about the path, whether it's been conscious, unconscious, macro, micro, overt, covert, don't matter, don't care, so on and so forth, whatever, what have you. Our higher self, our spiritual self has gotten discernment about our path. Discernment to a sort about our path. Something's finally over, is being canceled out, 10 of swords. So what's being canceled out is any type of energy that's designed to strip. It did several weeks, several months, several cycles of trying to project onto us to distract us. It realized that our energy, our mind, our vision was too strong. Then it tried other things. I don't know what it is. Thankfully, I like that it's not clear. For a general reading, it's great. There was some shift here. It went from projecting distractions onto the path to trying to put energy onto our path to block our road, because we would have been eating bad seed, or bad seed would have been planted and it would have taken root. There's been this energy the last few weeks, especially over the last few days, to see if it could strip or harvest or siphon. Now, there's another interpretation here. We could have just overcome some type of ideological shift. Really, we needed to start working in alignment with the path, the calling on our life. That would have had to come through some type of enlightenment. It would have been a breakthrough after breakdown. The breakdown was because of something ideological. And then once we had this ideological shift, there would have been an illumination, an enlightenment, an epiphany. Once we gained that epiphany, that breakdown would have become a breakthrough. Then we would have started working on something. If that's not the interpretation, this has been an energy that's been sitting around. It's been canceled out. This energy was one of debilitation, decline, designed to harvest, siphon, or even bind, block our road in some kind of way. The thing here is we went through a spiritual initiation. High Priestess with the chariot, Il Caro, La Papessa. We went through some type of spiritual initiation. I think spirit initiated us in some kind of way. La Fortuna, yeah, so that's divine assist. Yeah, because the thing is, we were going up against some type of crossing energy. On the periphery, we were about to come back into something. Precipice, we were about to come back into something. We were about to return to a path of fortune. There is an energy blocking us. I don't know. It might be at the vibration, or it might be another entity. I don't know. I don't know yet, and I'm not going to talk about it until I do for sure. But there's an energy. Unclear, but there's an energy. It could be one of two things. This is a collective reading, especially since it's a Stargate. We're going to get on the perfect path to be in perfect alignment with the calling on our life. It doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect, but our frequency, energy, vibration is going to be perfect enough for where a divine assist will come through and help us illuminate and eradicate whatever obstacles are in our way, especially if we're open and willing to do an ideological shift. This ideological shift is going to have to be about maturing, learning our spiritual gifts, and going on pilgrimage. Some abstract version of one of those three, if not a mixture of two of the three. Again, some type of learning about our spirit, Eight of Cups, learning about our spiritual gifts, going on a pilgrimage, maturing. Ultimately, we're going to have to withdraw our energy from something that isn't in alignment with us and move on to bigger, brighter, better, higher ground. Just move on, move forward to calmer emotional water. Six of Swords, receiving grace. We're going to have to move on to higher ground. Ascend the mountain. Eight of Cups, pilgrimage. Let go, let God, surrender. There's an energy here that's been attempting to secure us because since we spent so much time, energy, effort, attentions in some type of frequency vibration that was maturing a lower version of the timeline and that was manifesting a lower version of the timeline, whatever entity got assigned to that, it wasn't a positive one, it was a low vibrational one, is looking to see where'd that go, where'd that timeline go, why is that no longer materializing? Because we're making new causes, and so new effects are entering into the horizon, the tipping point, the event horizon. We're no longer manifesting out of that low vibrational timeline, and we're receiving a little bit of conflict. And that's what the feelings are. The feelings are the lower self mourning a future that almost manifested, that's no longer a future. It was a parallel reality that almost manifested, and we nearly avoided it because we still continue to work on our vibration. This is the universal picture here. So it was about to breach. It was about to La Superbia show out. And it didn't get a chance. It got dismissed summarily. And that's unfortunate. So over the last month, we were probably making changes, working on overcoming hustle, flow, grind, or we had to combat some type of energy that was trying to siphon, harvest, bind, block our road to a swords. So we're going to have to still hold strong. This is the thing with reading cards. Sometimes you really can get a little foresight into the future. The thing is, if you see an event horizon further out down the timeline, something that can manifest into reality, don't quit what you're doing. Said differently, continue to make the cause that arrives at that later effect. You have to stay in the energy that's going to manifest the thing that you see down the road. So that was a tribulation. Whatever we went through was a tribulation we passed. The tribulation is the 6 or the 5 of Wands. You fail with the 5 of Wands, you pass with the 6 of Wands. We went through the tribulation and we passed. I like that for us. And now there's a little bit of whatever this energy was that was on the event horizon, it's being shunned. These two cards together is kind of like social. It's like you, if you feed it, it will eat you. You starve the things that aren't working. It's if it's not within the standard, you completely ignore. We've reached some type of spiritual perfection here, and we have some type of sacred truth. A position's been secured, and that's this highly blessed, highly favored, chosen, and anointed. Yeah, so now we know how to move. And again, if we went through an initiation with that high priestess in the chariot, we made it. We did really well. And now we've been given not just a role, but an official position. Sacerdote is multiple things. It's sleight of hand. It's the need to open up the kimono. It's working in secret because we have some type of sacred knowledge or technical skill or technical access. But also it could be the uniform to work. Since you have a technical skill, you might be, let into some type of small coveted space, official position, vestiture, vestments, things of that nature. Yeah, so we have to kind of move in secret here or move strategically. There's a way to operate. There's policy, procedures, and protocols here. With sacerdote and militare, there's a precise way to move about things because there is more on the way. If we're dealing this energy, its job is to be antithetical to us. like the devil. Devil's gonna do what the devil's gonna do. Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. That's how it's gonna be at the end of the day, the top of the night, and in the morning. That's just how it goes. So if we know that that's what's on the path, if we know there's a couple few potholes on the road to where we're going, we just know how to navigate around them then. Because now it's clear as day, and we've been here before. La vecchia signora. We have the wisdom now for that. I like this. We've secured some type of position here. Yeah, so we're wanting to plant seeds to erect a foundation. However, we are going to need to kind of move in secret again, as it was said, because there are hidden enemies. I can't deny it now. The Seven of Swords with the Moon card, those both mean hidden enemies, agendas, ulterior agendas. It can also mean sneaky, Seven of Swords, sneaky, hidden enemies, both the moon and the seven swords. The moon says something was secret, but a double seven with the moon could mean that there was a craft work that went down here. Something intentionally tried to get something off the ground. Now we may have this Pisces rising, Mars in Pisces, or the 12th house. Again, this Queen of Wands coming out saying that we needed to defend something. There was conflict here, known or unknown, and it had to deal with the contesting or competing. Some kind of energy got repelled because it desired to come in and be the better. It wanted to prove some type of point or create some kind of challenge, obstacle. It's not really working. It's because I'm hearing the word paladin. It, we have some type of sacred truth here. If this energy persists, it's going to get smited down. Smite. I'm hearing the word smite. So this, when you have the Knight of Cups, it can sometimes be the Order of the Cherubim. Those are the order of angels commanded by Michael. They're designed to protect sacred vessels and sacred space. They don't get assigned to people that don't have a plan in the greater, like the great orchestration, the grand design. Something about the calling on our life is going to affect the world stage in some way, shape, form, or another. It can just be in the spiritual arena, or in just said differently, spiritual communities. But if there is an energy mirroring or opposing us, it has some type of the love or the actions of the heart are false or fake. If they are interceding or praying on our behalf, Knight of Cups, it would be false. Seven of Swords, it's fake. They could be deceiving themselves. It could also be that they're hidden, that their intentions are not being clear, or that there's some type of intention, strategy, agenda. There's just an energy that's trying to manifest something behind the scenes, and it's working through the moon. Over the next week, so towards the Sagittarius new moon, excuse me, towards the Scorpio new moon, we're going to see something here because there's an alert. Seven of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Swords means there's been some type of manipulation, hidden agenda. Somebody may be sideways, sneaky, seditious, trifling, treacherous, treasonous. There may be a hidden enemy with an interior motive, a hidden agenda. Seven of Swords means manipulation. Seven of Pentacles means there's a strategy, a tactic, a plan. Somebody's being strategic with us. That means they're hiding their intention. So when someone is hiding their intention, they may be either being deceptive or hiding if they're withholding their intention. That's what's coming through here. So let's check on this double seven. Like, don't trust the moon with the double seven, especially with the strength card here. We are about to come into a promised future. And there's an energy here that's going to be left to its own devices, and it planned to rule and accomplish and manifest through our devices. Basically enslave us or use us as the workhorse, mount us, ride us in some kind of way. It's Nigwan Hapa, Nigwan work. That's been rupture. Seven of Wands with the Tower, that's a rupture. We've made it in some kind of way. 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, that's fulfillment and contentment. 9 of Cups means our eternal life is secure. Now we have a double 9 when before we had a double 7. We still have a 7 out on the board. What is this? We have luck and unluck, fortune and misfortune. So this means that we turn poison into medicine, trial into tribulation, test into testimony, mess into message. Yeah. So we can put something behind us, Il Vedovo. We can put something to rest. Because on the precipice was some type of distress, which is why this energy was moving and hiding, moving in secret. But you see, we came into sacred union with the divine. So as long as we go according to the calling in our life and the divine mission that we came here to accomplish, we'll be all right. We have some type of highly blessed, favored, chosen, and choice and anointing from the divine. Things are not going to be as clear as they are because it's not a battle in the flesh. It's a holy war. That's why I heard the word paladin. I heard paladin like that, with that inflection. So there's something here. We also have a little bit of Mars and Pisces energy, or Mars in the 12th house. So again, this is things going on behind our back, over our head, out of our hands, beyond our purview. Yeah, so something shifted suddenly. There's access to us that we don't know about as well. It's confirmed here. Stanza y lardo, there's someone with access to something secret or private about us. I think there's some spiritual awareness into our energy. And people that come around are actually attending to the opportunity and the calling on our life. They're not here for us. They're not there to be with us, to be connected to us. They're actually there to see what they can gain from us. And Dadarante, we might have been asleep at the wheel, or we didn't know better. There might have also been some trying to tear us down, tear us apart, or a crisis. But really, there's a revelation here where we learn that we almost had something fumble. We almost took a tumble, or we almost fumbled something. And we didn't. We still have the grace and the anointing. Highly blessed, favored, chosen, and anointed. The revelation is that we're chosen, albeit being targeted. 2 cards from the other side here. The Queen of Swords, 2 of Swords. This is somebody wanting to deliberate, wanting to discern. And since it fell out face down, it's from the other side. They're needing to close our road, or they're needing to get us to say no. Or they need, yeah. So this is, we're dealing with an energy that's of an opposing mind frame. It's not harmonic, this energy that we're dealing with. 5 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. That means for a long time you've been under conflict or crossing. For a long time, the energy is being repelled because they're of an opposing mind. 2 of Swords. We're the target. Page of Wands for some type of union. Something needs to be in our energy and use some type of spiritual claim so that they can retain access. And it's true because now we have this devil coming out. So here's the deal. Over the next 2 weeks, on the way towards the Scorpio new moon, we're going to see that we're content. we've gained fulfillment in this life, and it will only come in more and more and more. We'll also discover that over the next 2 weeks, we have some high ground that we didn't even know needed to be defended. And we're going to discover more and more and more just how much divine protection that we have. And that's sacred union. Because the sacred union, I know we have twin flame and soulmate, but the first thing is the sacred union is we become in love with the divine, and then the divine will anchor out of the spirit into the physical through a member of the soul group. Yeah, so there is an entity here. It might be an enemy, someone in the flesh, trying to make their way in. They're being very strategic about it. 10 of spades, 13 of spades, king of spades. And they keep doing fortune telling, divination. They keep planning ways to come in. But it says they're going to arrive at backfires the whole way. That since we're on the right path, they are not going to make it through. The only way they can make it through is to get us to forsake our path. But you see, on the other side now, their destiny, the plan that they had, has been delayed. Now it's in God's hands or the divine's hands. And this is inevitable conflict, but also breaking free from bondage. We broke out of hell. We were a target. Something was fanatic, and it was a fanatic. Something was fanatically after us, energetically. It needed us to give an assent to it taking what was naturally endowed in us through birth, or something that we build ourselves up from the inside out. And we'll start to see people or things not be able to hide as rage. We might stub our toe, or um, accidentally cut ourselves, or wake up with scratches and bruises, or have people, somebody in our life start shouting at us, and it's not going to seem clear why. It might seem like, oh, wow, I don't know how this is happening. You seem to got it a little twisted there, or something like that. Um, the energy is going to manifest, it's going to materialize. And it's going to parallel something going on spiritually, where somebody's sitting there ruminating, oscillating, vacillating, marinating in hate, ruminating in venom. They're very obsessed with us being weakened or eroded, our boundaries being eroded, our will being weakened, so that they could use our spiritual energy to manifest the path that they were on. Because we were targeted for that before, but something happened where we broke free of it. Now we're dealing with the devil that we know, or are stuck in a hard place. It's either or. With the hangman and the devil, it's usually the devil that you know versus the devil that you don't, or being stuck in a hard place. Now, for some of us, just a few of us, not all of us, for some of us, we're going to have some type of Libra rising energy, especially with Jupiter in Libra. That's a divine assist. Something is moving through our first house, getting us in a place where our life path, spirit, karma, destiny is able to expand. And that would also be this finding the right path. There's also something here with, remember I said there was energy being projected on us to kind of fill us up with darker energy so that either we stay in a lower vibration. It was trying to impose some type of vice, activate, trigger some type of temptation alive in us. It's not working anymore. It's not. This energy is dissipating, so I don't have a lot of clarity because it's not growing, it's weakening. All that I know is that we were feeling defensive before, that we also wanted to secure some type of position, and that's what was trying to be eroded previously. We gained some type of independence, or we also went through some type of tribulation and we succeeded. Right now we're receiving favor, Six of Pentacles, but only because we contained the situation where we disallowed any vice or further vice from taking hold, taking shape, taking form. This is the clarity that I have thus far. Let's continue, maybe more will come. No, we definitely stood up to something that was designed to terrify us. We took an oath as well. That's the only thing that this is. Yeah, we went to the throne of the divine and took an oath. Because something was in God's hands and there was some type of corruption, oath breaking, covenant breaking, vow breaking. It was even the infernal kingdom here. So something did have a hold. We had to stand up to it. It's going to continue to try to do its thing. It's going to do a big one. Because they're not mad, big mad, but they're worried, big worried, or anxious, big anxious, something like that, something like that. Because says we desire an indictment. We call judgment and we want spirit to see, look what we're dealing with, look what's blocking the path, look at the adversarial energy, the oppositional energy that we have to overcome, that we have to face, that we have to move through, pull through to continue on the path. And then went from paladin to crusade. So it went more from the being an envoy of spirit to actually being a warrior. So let's see what this, first of all, what is this oath breaking, vow breaking? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Okay. There was just some kind of projection. This is yet. I feel like something was trying to be implanted into our mind. Something from the infernal kingdom kept coming in, trying to attend and plant little seeds to our ancestry, I feel. It didn't work. What is this oath taking? Okay. It took us a while to really be a friend of the Lord, a friend of the divine. For some reason, there was indecision. I don't understand why. But a message came through and nothing's ever going to be the same again. Now we have this steady, sturdy. Remember I said learn our gifts, take a pilgrimage, mature, withdraw, whatever. It was the eights. This is the eight of hearts, the eight of cups as well. So what is this thing that we have to move through? It's like an attack or being haunted, or we're desiring the other side to be indicted. We call spirit. We call judgment here. Okay, yeah. So we just asked the universe to put this to bed, and the spirit came through. What's really happening is not clear, but it is asking that we detach from the situation. Four of Cups. We already withdrew. Eight of Cups. Oh, we had a double knight. Okay, so that's envoys, emissaries, crossings, competition, conflicts, battles. Three of Swords with the Three of Wands. Yeah, so there was some type of triangulation, a desire to bind. This energy got weary. It felt entitled because it was manifesting out of our energy, and we discovered that late. it wanted us to feel like we had to yield or go through some type of terms and conditions, or like we couldn't enter into the space or place. So it wanted to block our own blessings and dole them back out to us, essentially. Essentially. We could be dealing with a Virgo rising Mars in the success Mars and Virgo. This is whatever we went through, the other side of whatever energy put that on us has to pay that back. It's now a debt on their side. And that was given energy. They got that energy, they got that juice from the dark realm, and they have to pay it back. And so we need to hold our ground. We can't let this energy through. Otherwise, they can transfer that debt to us. And see, the thing here is now we have some type of transition. We're no longer in a sunken place. We're no longer depressed or apathetic, basically. If we were bound, that's no longer the case. We finally are able to move on, move forward. This being in a sunken place was a karmic lesson, 10 of Wands. So tell me a word for this cycle. We'll be using the Star card, the Star Code Oracle by Heather Robbins. She's over at Hay House. It says transits, transition, climate. We have to become sensitized to expansion because we were actually held in place. And the number here is 55, so that's massive change. Okay. We didn't check this double ace that we had before. I think something tried to block our sacred union or come in and create an unauthorized union in the spirit. I didn't see 5 of Swords, but I did see 10 of Swords, which means something got canceled out. There might have been a contract because there was some soulmate energy here. We had the 4 of Wands, we had the Temperance card, we had the 2 of Cups, we had the Lovers card, but they didn't come out at the same time in the same way. So something was bonded to us, 2 of Cups, and there was some type of soul, a spirit agreement, spiritual agreement, 4 of Wands, and it got canceled out, 10 of Swords. It didn't really work because it's backfiring, it's boomeranging and turning back to the other side. We have a message from the other side here now. Gemini. It means that there is some kind of indecisive, impulsive, unreliable, nosy, fickle, unstable, playful energy. They're playing with us. I wasn't always there when you needed me the most. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would jump ship because I couldn't deal with my own emotions, let alone yours. Okay, so this is telling me that this energy is a person that tried to get involved with us at some time. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could have been a work partner, from a business partner. They did something in the spirit to block us so that we wouldn't come into a fortune or abundance with anybody else. And so what we would always have to return to them to unlock whatever binding that we were on or under. But since we surrendered to the divine, that was undone and went back on them. They fumbled us, but they projected those feelings onto us. I'm not feeling fulfilled in my life, therefore I'm chasing money and status as a way to increase my self-worth. I also feel like I'm not equipped to handle our connection, rather focus on what I can control. We're saying, I know there was a huge age difference. Some may even object to that. However, we were so similar, regardless of our differences. We're finding our craft, our talent, our ability. We're coming into awareness of the gifts we were given to navigate this journey the rest of the way. And that's the thing that scares this energy that's mirroring us is now that we're awake, whatever worked before is never going to work again. Let's pull a Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle by Amanda Lovelace. We have 3 here. 4. Lighthouse. Do not doubt your self-worth. Potion. Remember to practice self-love. Homeward. Take yourself out on a date. And storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. We have to be kind to ourselves because we were looking for kindness from somebody else. And the thing is we were looking outside of ourselves for the answer when it was inside of us the whole time. It's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing us to do so. If anything that was said resonated deeply with you, go ahead and comment, share, subscribe, or smash that like button right now, and see you in the next one. Take good care. Bye-bye.